Thoughts and Friends podcast, episode 83, Bachelorette edition. Brody and I are joined by Bobbie, as we were for the last season of The Bachelorette. Thank you for joining, Bobbie. Before we get into the episode, make sure to make sure to subscribe to the audio and the podcast feed. Big takeaways from tonight. My first impression was that it was a lot about Clayton. It was kind of awkward. I don't think we realized how soon after that season they recorded this. Do we have any idea, Bobbie? Do you know?
Yeah, so it was like, I don't know if you remember, it was like after the final rose, which airs the night of the final episode, or it's live the night of the final episode. I think they said that they left for the Bachelorette like that following Monday or something. Like, I'm pretty sure it was like a week or less. But keep in mind, like, they stopped filming, a couple months before that, maybe 2 months. So 2 months though, like, that's quick.
It felt like a short turnaround time because, of course, they did limo exits for everyone, and 70% of the ones they showed made a joke about Clayton, referred to him. I hope he didn't watch. Clayton, I hope you didn't watch. It was a tough night. I thought it was over for you, but we're really reliving mistakes, reliving bad moments for Clayton. And we've recorded recaps for one other season, and then we watched Clayton's season but didn't recap it. Is, for someone who's watched more than that, Bobbie, is that normal to reference other seasons like that? Because this is our first season watching where we know the contestants from a prior season. True. So is that normal to reference that like that?
I feel like a little bit, like maybe one or two people, but it was a lot more tonight. And I think maybe because it was so fresh, like it was straight off after the final rose, like for the guys, it was, like a week or two. So
yeah.
Never in a million years after watching that season of The Bachelor would I think a guy like Clayton, who is such a dud, would get this much run on these shows. I mean, he is such a fucking zero. He is such a popcorn muscle fuck.
Come on.
He was, I guess he surprised me because he kind of turned into a bit of a scumbag in the next season, or I don't even know, because it was it's like they're all scumbags. None of them are scumbags. It was a bizarre finish to the last season. It's like, who do we blame this on? We're all kind of at fault here. And if we really unpack it, it's like, this is the show's fault. This is normal human psychology for this type of situation.
The show, it really
being
blurs
forced
the lines.
to choose it gets a little tough, and it should probably end like that every season if we're being totally honest. But from the first night I saw him, I mean, think about the way we talked about him that first night. We're like, this guy is an absolute, he's the big meathead nothing. We figured he'd be gone in a few weeks. We're still talking about him.
Exactly.
We knew he was the Bachelor during his season. We're like, this guy? We're doing a whole season on this guy?
That's true. We did do that. But I feel kind of bad for him now.
I do too. I've listened to him do interviews a few times. I like him. He definitely grew on me. He seems like a good guy. And I do feel bad for him. I hope he didn't watch.
I hope he didn't either. And I hope he didn't listen to this either. Because Brody, I know we get big listeners like Clayton.
Yeah.
But like at the same, it's like, I don't know. You were boring for the start of it. And then you became a good character. And here's the thing, it's like, if you're just like a nice guy for a reality TV show, that's not what I want, and that's fine. Like, Clayton seems like a nice guy. That's good.
You have a point.
I want characters. I want villains. I want heroes. I want court jesters. I want everything in between.
So for the first time ever, we have two bachelorettes for the entirety, or bachelors for the entirety of the show.
Did either of you guys hear them say, I don't know how this is going to work with two bachelorettes? I had to counter. It was 17 times they said that this episode. How is this going to work with two bachelorettes? I mean, the amount of times someone said that.
Tune in to find out.
It's different. It is going to be interesting, though.
We should keep a count every episode. I don't know how this is going to work.
Yeah. I figure it'll get less. It got less, honestly, as the episode went on, because
that makes sense.
The sizzle reel that they played at the end, previewing the season, was like 2 minutes long, and it was awesome. I think it's going to be a train wreck. I think it's going to be
Yeah,
good.
I mean, how could it
There-
not be? That's the
There
whole
were so
point.
many guys crying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys. Period. There's the biggest
Yeah.
cast we've ever had.
I don't know if you've
How many
heard
times did
biggest
they say
cast.
that?
Yeah.
32 in.
I still have from Clayton's season the notes that I took, like I did tonight on the limo exits, and I'll read you what I have about Rachel and about Gabby. Gabby made a joke. She brought a pillow. I think she's pretty funny. She's grown on me for sure. She brought a pillow with Clayton's face on it and made a joke about sitting on his face. Pretty
I
funny.
remember.
Didn't
Pretty
someone?
funny.
One of these guys did a pillow, right? Was that like
Yeah.
a reference,
Yeah.
or was that
I was
independent of what she did?
waiting.
I was waiting for him to say something about sitting on.
Because
but it was-
I didn't. I don't. think
Okay, I
watched
was
it at
waiting
all.
for that too. And then I was like, how would a guy, he wouldn't be like, I'm going to sit on your face because it was a pillow with her. So I thought it'd be funnier if he brought a
We don't
pillow
kink
with
shame.
his face on it. That's true. We don't kink shame.
Whatever you're gonna do.
But like, they should have brought a pillow with his face on it for Gabby and said, like, you can sit on my face
Yeah,
tonight.
I think that would, yeah,
But I mean, hey,
a good thought.
I
Not great exexecution.
he didn't even
Uh-uh.
reference it. He
If
didn't even reference
ABC knows what they're doing, this is going to end in a polyamorous sister wives situation, and we're going to get a 2-on-1.
it.
And that's the only thing I'm going to accept.
Yeah,
If we really want to push the envelope, let's push the
Fireworks.
envelope, ABC.
Yeah.
You want to get nuts? Let's get fucking nuts.
no half measures.
Honestly, I wonder. Okay, so the last season we all watched together, you guys didn't have the opportunity to see a 2-on-1, I don't think. But Clayton's season, we saw a 2-on-1, and that was the first time Wes saw it. So I'm curious if they'll do a 2-on-1 like Gabby, Rachel, and a guy. Surely not.
The pressure. God.
Yeah, and he'll have to choose which one. They're like both gonna be into him, and like which.
So that was my main takeaway, was like, damn, I feel like it's supposed to be about Gabby and Rachel, of course, and I feel like it's out of their hands. Like, I feel like so much of the show is previewing that it's all about like the guys getting to pick and dictating the show, which I hate. I'm kind of sad
Yeah.
that they're doing it like
So
that.
they put everyone in the show in a shitty situation by doing it this way. All the guys are like, I don't want to fall in love with both these girls, but at the same time, I like just your internal brain is like, I want to play the game and I want to keep moving on in the game. So I'm going to try and talk to both these women if the opportunity presents itself. And then with the girls, it's like the same thing. Like, I don't want to fight with what's her face over, X, Y, and Z. It's
yeah, we
going
can
to
do
make for
this
some
now.
good television,
because-
but it's chaos.
Hey, we can do this now because I don't know. At some point, they're gonna have to make both Rachel and Gabby and the guys decide, because you can't. If there's like 6 or 8 left, I mean, you have to like pick a side. You like can't seriously still consider both of them as options. You have to like, at some point, I feel like they have to break it off into 2 like factions of who's dating who.
I did hear, I think,
Spoiler?
I think no. I think that they said it like The Bachelor actually said it, like the the actual official people, that after hometowns, they can no longer flip flop who they're going back and forth. Like, after hometowns, you have your separate set of guys.
That still seems late. So they're going to be hometowns.
That's
is
4.
4. So it'll be 4 and 4
Yeah.
in theory. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes, because at some point you can't
Can't
go
be
to both
or yeah.
both hometowns. What do we?
Yeah.
So at some point I assume that'll be the.
So my thing is okay, I heard that, but it looked like on the preview that it was bigger groups and they were making him choose then. So, I mean, we might see that sooner than we're thinking. So,
Yeah, there's a shot of the rose ceremony where one of them gives a rose out and he says, "No, I'm here for the other one." So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Meatball.
Is that
from
meatball?
Chicago.
Yeah. Don't lead with that. I don't think we lead with that.
That
No.
seems like the guy you bring home to mom. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
meatball, mom. No, it's not. Go
And
back
It's
the
and
definitely
bring
meatball
someone
sub
else.
looks trash.
It looks really big. It looked like fake. Like is it cake or not? It looked like cake.
It looked, Yeah.
I bet it hadn't been sitting around for
Oh,
hours.
not all day at all.
And I bet it wasn't actually in that limo full of men. I bet they didn't have a 10-foot long sub with
No, I
fucking
doubt
8
it.
guys in the back of that limo.
Right.
Just before limo stuff, and honestly, the entire show, I think Gabby is so funny.
I agree.
Sports reference. She gives me like Rob Gronkowski energy. She's
Like
like a golden retriever,
golden retriever
in the
yeah.
nicest way.
I actually know who that is.
Do you understand the reference?
I do.
Okay. Well,
Really
he's married
funny.
to what's her name? The SI swimsuit gal.
Camille.
What's her name?
Caustic.
Oh, I don't know her. I actually know
Okay.
him from like TikTok and stuff, you know.
Yeah, Rob's a superstar.
He's big on the internet.
And then just the vibe in general from the last show that we did with Michelle to these two. Michelle, it was just extremely, sorry to bring up a sore subject, Bobby, but Michelle, unfortunately, that relationship has ended with Nate in the last show we did. That's sad. We shipped that around here. But the vibes are just totally different. She seems so more mature and like taking it very seriously and like really know what she wanted from the start. And these two are like
I love
giggly
kissing lots of guys
and like joking and like Gabby's like talking about making out with the whole cast, and it's just the energy is way different.
Yeah, and the one guy was like, I haven't had sex in a year. And she was like, that makes one of us.
Yeah, she's really funny.
I really like her. Rachel, I feel like will be the more serious one, but I think it'll be good. So like from my perspective too, like I feel like it would be so nice to have like a girlfriend there to hang out with and talk about it too, because like your producers aren't your friends. Like they're going to want to make it a shit show, you know?
True. And obviously they're playing into it because how good of friends could they really be? I know they've gone through a similar thing and they were together for a few months, but it's not like they're lifelong friends. But it is nice to have someone there that you do know.
Yeah.
But
also, I think they get so much closer during this experience because like everyone who comes off these shows hangs out with everyone on their season like religiously.
You're in close quarters for a very long period of time.
With
very
no
similar
phone.
No phone. Yeah. So it is good.
One of the funniest lines. I already forgot her name. Not Gabby, the other one.
Rachel.
How dare you?
Sorry. Rachel said, "There isn't a doubt in my mind I'll find my fiance on this show. Not a single doubt. Not one. Nothing about the last season would make you doubt. Maybe a little. This could get fucked up."
Remember when you were ugly crying on those stairs? You're just not one doubt that maybe this won't work out?
I think she's going to have doubts based on the Sizzler reel for the rest of the season.
More tears to come. I was going to ask you, Bobby. You would prefer to have someone there? You would like this? It would help you? It would make you feel more comfortable if you were in there rather than being one-on-one?
I think so. Personally, only because I would want to like bounce things around with someone who I knew wasn't biased. Like she might be biased in her own way because she is like, oh, I don't want her to choose the person I like. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like
you should just be able to bring your friends with you. That should just be part of the show. I mean, it would make for a less entertaining show, and you'd make more rational decisions probably.
Right.
True, yeah. I was thinking it could be some good content though. Like
it could be because
cut away with the friends.
You could sort of double dip on the meeting the parents. You got to meet the friends too. That's as big of a thing as meeting the parents a lot of times. And a lot of times it's kind of mingled together. You meet the friends also when you meet the parents. But ABC, maybe a fun wrinkle.
Bang my line, ABC. I thought it was interesting having the both of them there for the limo exits because you got kind of a first impression. After the guy left, they would like, oh, I like this. I thought that was, rather than like a later, like a talk to camera, like, oh, I thought that was cute. You get like an instant, they got to like banter about the limo exits, what they thought of the guys like right away. So that was good rather than having Michelle just stand there alone with really no one to comment to or talk to after they left. So that was good. I
agree, especially since they don't have a female host now. Because I think that just to have that extra level of like someone to like girl talk with. Like guys
True.
don't need that as much as girls, but like we really need that. So
Yeah, I didn't
I
even
think
realize
it'll be
that.
interesting.
I was used to Jesse because he was with Clayton, but when the last female for the Bachelorette, it was Tasha and
Caitlin.
I feel
Caitlin.
like they didn't really do the role the way like Jesse does. You know what I mean? They were a little less involved in terms of like the production of the show.
Kind of like
and
friendly,
they were more
friendly, and,
there
like, yeah,
to just be like counselors, basically.
I agree. Like they had less of a host presence and more of like a comfort, but you really do need that host preference.
Yeah,
Presence.
he keeps the show rolling.
Yeah, I
Episodes
like
like
him.
this, he's less important because there's just so much to do. But down the line, you need your Ryan Seacrest to make these things work, and he fits that role.
Yeah, I thought they both looked awesome in their dresses for the limo exits. I thought they both looked really good. Anything else prior to that? We were going to talk about some favorites.
No, I just it's so crazy. The mental gymnastics to go from that 4 months ago to jump into this, which is just going to inevitably be a gigantic shit show, is hilarious.
Yeah.
Zero doubts.
It's zero doubts though.
This will be how I find it.
I think it's gonna be tough, but I hope they remain friends.
Like, it's so shitty that basically the entire conceit of the show is we are going to pit you against each other.
Yeah,
and as hard as you try not to, it just is inevitable that it will happen.
Yeah.
Right. So, favorite and least favorite limo exits, maybe?
Well, I mean, let's just hit on some notable ones, I guess.
First guy, Zach, forgot to say his name. That was tough.
That is tough. It's got to be
a lot
tough
of them
to be the first.
A lot of them made bad jokes about Clayton. I noticed that a lot.
Yeah, they even made a point of it. I was like, this is getting aggressive.
Yeah, they finally like cut
it.
away and said it. Yeah.
The guy did the headphones. I thought that was a very nice touch.
One of the best ones. Very
Jordan
good.
H. Very good. Not cheesy.
Yes.
Very.
Wait. I don't think that was Jordan H.
Jordan H.
Jordan H. No. Jordan H. I said he was kind of creepy weasel looking.
No, Jordan H. was the headphones.
Yeah,
he's like the older guy. No.
You're right. No, I wrote both of those things. I think he kind of has a bit of a weasel voice, but the headphones
both are true. Probably
were a good touch. I did like them.
I loved the headphones. I think that was a cute idea. But I would have been like, I don't want to put these headphones on my head and mess up my hair and my makeup.
Yeah. Mario, who had a good night, he danced. He did a little jig. He danced up.
I don't like Mario. He's giving me bad vibes.
I hate Mario.
He talked in the third person at one point, which is just an immediate out.
Yes,
immediately you're done. He's given me from Michelle's season. He's giving me Jamie vibes a little bit.
Big time. They kind of look alike.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I hesitated, because I don't want to, they're just both black guys, but he's giving me big, like, pressing all the right buttons, telling her exactly what she wants to hear sort of energy.
Let's talk about Mario. Go ahead, Bobbie.
Oh, I don't have any comments about Mario, but I have a different one I would talk about. So go ahead.
Okay, well, I can't leave Mario without talking about their interaction on that bench, which got him the first impression rose, which is stunning. What was that kiss? What was that? The most awkward thing? Was that his first kiss?
I shut my eyes. I couldn't watch
I stopped watching. He they smushed their noses and their faces just face on together.
Yeah.
The verticality of both of their heads, they were neither turned.
It was bad. That was his first kiss.
She didn't lean, she didn't melt into him at all. It was just very.
He got the rose. I could not believe that.
I did think the interaction was okay prior to that, a little awkward, but
it was a little like nothing. I felt like.
Yeah, he said, "I just want to be like."
It was a little I'm saying this whole time. It all felt like canned lines that he's told that
pretty cookie cutter
50 different women.
Yeah, that's true.
I would
personal trainer, red flag.
Okay. The absolute worst one was the guy that gave a football speech. I could have died. That is I would have been just get back in the limo. When he was trying to hype them up and then went in the house and did the same thing. That was by far the worst one.
That was tough. What was his name?
Kirk.
Kirk.
Here's
Kirk.
the other thing. Kirk is one of, no offense to Kirk, one of the least conventionally attractive men.
Yes,
in the cast,
I was going to say the exact same thing.
If a total smoke show hot guy who looks like he played football does that, it comes off different.
That's true.
Yeah, would
Kirk
seem
looks
like one of the shortest and one of the least attractive.
Kirk looks like the college football coach that like swigs Diet Pepsi and not like the hot quarterback that everyone else on the cast looks like.
Kirk looks like a Kirk. I mean,
yeah, super Kirk.
He's a college football coach. I guess that's why he did that. I didn't
pick
that up.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah, he's a college football coach.
That's a little less embarrassing now. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's a little like that's your entire identity. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
you do on these first things. Like that's it. You're just football. That's it. That's my life. That's
It would
I
be
got nothing
so
else.
hard to think of one.
Yeah.
I like
Especially
have
with
no
two
idea.
girls.
You know who I liked, and I think is probably like a scumbag, also a little bit of weasel vibes. I liked Logan. He brought the two little chicks up with him.
I kind of like Logan. I think
he's fine. Yeah,
you could be right about that, but I think he charmed my socks off. I think
he was smooth. He
could gaslight me into being in love with him.
So the chicks were like shitting and pissing all over. Did you notice that?
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, it's disgusting.
And I was like, if he would hand me a chick, and it just like you could see it right when he handed it to Gabby, it was like a bunch of shit falling out. I would have been like, no, I don't want that. But it was cute. It was like I didn't really get it, like why'd you go there? But I also didn't get Rick in a table, and he made it like to what, like week 8 or something.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the whole bit was that he was working on juggling two chicks. That was the joke that he made.
Whatever.
It was a
Then there was another
joke.
guy
I thought it was
who
fine.
Literally juggled.
Literally juggled.
He should have had
Ethan,
3 chicks.
The Asian guy, he literally juggled.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did he really?
We never heard, or I think I don't think we ever heard from him again.
And then he like caught it and was like, "I'm quite the catch." Pretty bad.
I like Logan. I think he's in play to make a deep run.
Agree.
Okay, I agree.
Hayden.
Same. I was about to say
basic Southern gentleman type also seems poised for a pretty deep run.
Yeah. He made a joke. He said, "I'm thinking with this head and not that one," pointing to. And Gabby, they made a point to say that Gabby liked that. I didn't think it was. I thought she said it was funny.
That. No, Gabby says she did not like that.
Rachel liked him. Gabby did not like that, I think, was what they said. Rachel talked to them, and that was after. Rachel,
I could be thinking of somebody else. Yeah,
liked him.
Rachel had to sit down and liked him. Would never dress up as a clown and come out. That's probably a strong hit rate of someone being terrified of clowns.
Especially on top of it, you're like, it's a Clayton joke. It's like, this is so dumb. Like,
I agree.
We could do better.
I feel like a few of my favorite exits, or maybe I didn't have a ton that were my favorite, honestly. The headphones guy was great. The other guy I liked was the Jordan, the racer, like the box. It's not box cars. Whatever it is.
I don't know what it is.
Like the Indy cars.
It's like it looked like he did drag racing type.
Drag racing.
Because he said
I think those are Indy cars.
He was talking about he has a parachute that like stops him on that's like a drag.
No, Indy cars you like actually turn. It's similar, but this is like straight line and you're done.
Similar car, but you just go like
type of car, I think.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, you learn something new every day.
And that was mansplaining race cars to Bobbie.
That was Jordan V. Jordan V was his name.
Yeah,
I liked him.
I liked him. My antennas are up. He gives me a little fuckboy vibes, but I think he did well.
I lean more towards liking.
Sure, I could see that. I'm just my own personal.
We can't go any further. And before we talk about him specifically, I would like to direct this at Bobbie. Magicians and magic in general, cool or creepy?
I do not think that there is any place for a magician. I've never thought it was like, I've never been like, oh my gosh, I want to fuck that magician.
Me either. But
For the sake of the fucking show, they had to keep him on. This is
No,
horseshit.
he went
Yes!
home.
He was
I
also
know
not.
he did. It's bullshit. I know he's
Oh,
a weird autistic fucking whatever like creep.
Oh, I
but
thought you said they did keep him on. I see what you're saying.
No,
They
I'm
should
saying-
have kept him.
ABC, an abject fail. I mean, if you're only send 3 people, just leave the magician around. The amount of content we're gonna get out of that guy.
I did think that the line was smooth, that he was like, I'm looking forward to spending time with you guys.
He's
No
so
time for
creepy.
magic. He was a little weird. And
So strange.
I
Little?
just I just don't, I think that magic, it's cool, but like it's
Not
not attractive.
attractive. Okay.
Even if the hottest guy on the planet, like say Tyler Cameron was like, oh, come here, I have a magic trick for
Is it
you.
trick
I would
or-
immediately be creeped out. I'd be like, what the fuck you want to show me a fucking magic trick for?
Yeah.
Why do you have this much
Yeah.
free time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Why don't you have any friends?
Okay, good. I'm glad we got that out of the way. He is, however, gone, so we don't have to spend
God.
much time with him. Extremely creepy, though.
I'm gonna miss Roby. I'm gonna think about him. I'm gonna think about him every
Roby.
episode.
Oh, Joey and Justin, the twins. We have to talk about them.
Tough. Were they like 19?
I don't know.
24, this says.
Creeped me out though.
Yeah.
The two most gimmicky people. They sent him home early. It's almost like
Yeah.
they never had a shot to begin with, and it was strictly to use him as a gimmick.
It just seemed like their whole personality was that they were twins and they like couldn't talk about anything else. And so
Yeah.
during that conversation, Gabby looked dead in the eyes. She was like, I do not want to be here.
Yeah, they both, very rarely do you get cutaways of the same conversation where they're both like, I hate this. This is the worst.
Yeah.
They can't approach it as a tandem. They have, but at
No,
the
no,
same
you
time-
have to separate right away.
But at the same time, when you do that, you're going to get the classic like they're not going to know which one of you they just talked to at the same
Yeah.
time. So
True.
it's
Literally
a
identical.
lose-lose situation.
But they were also like,
I love. They're like, where I wrote it down. It's like, oh, shocker! The twins wanted to let you know. No, we're like really different. Actually, we're like totally not the exact same person.
Sure, we looked the same. Not even like
There
we
was
look
like-
the same, but on the inside we're different. They're not. They're just they have the same
he's
hobbies.
like
they have the
he's
same.
like kind of more outgoing, I guess. It was like that's the big differentiate.
yet
it's like-
he was the one talking. You know what I
It's
mean? So it's like, well,
Yeah.
is he outgoing? Because you're the one talking. So you guys are probably just the same person.
We have the exact same job, but it's in different companies though. So like,
Yeah.
we're not.
Went to the same
Right, that was the-
college.
There was like 1 year of college where we didn't live together, but
We
other
lived-
than that, we've lived together every single day of our lives. But we're very different people.
Yeah,
it was
bad.
no shock that they didn't last very long.
Right.
Let's see. The forklift guy, Tino, who ended up getting the first impression rose. You both look forking gorgeous. That was, harmless little haha line. Got to show what he
I liked
did.
it.
Unique. Sure, good.
I feel like just thinking logistically about getting the forklift there and everything, I doubt it was his own, but like, don't you have to have like certain license to drive a forklift? And I bet those are per state. Like, did he have to get a license?
I bet they'll allow it. Just drive it like 80
And,
feet.
I mean, that's
down
like
the
his
road.
job. He said, right? He does like construction, so he has a license in some state, probably not in California. But
How about getting?
Right.
I don't know how that
speaking of-
works.
Speaking
It's
of that, how
probably
about
not a
getting the
state by state thing. It's probably like a driver's license. I don't know.
how about getting
I
the
don't
race
know,
car
though.
there?
No idea.
Oh, because
That'd be pain.
that's true. I wonder if
Getting
he
the what
lives in
there?
California.
The
That
race car.
Yeah, that is very true.
I bet that wasn't even his race car.
Mm.
They probably brought
Horseshit.
that in. They probably brought that in
Poser.
from. What?
Ooh,
Okay,
I liked.
shirtless guy. Oh, who were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I liked Spencer too. He was the one that he brought them the
They give them chairs. Yeah.
I liked that.
Okay.
That was a nice
He
touch.
didn't talk.
How
to
did
anyone.
he? How did he know how late in the process he was going to go? Though I guess they already know that because, like, what if he's the second one out and he's like, "Here's these chairs," and like, what? I guess
don't
you
know.
already
I feel
know
like
that.
I feel like either way, you
Yeah.
would want chairs. Like
It
they've still
plays.
been on their feet for a while.
Or you can say it's
But
gonna be a long night. Here are your chairs.
he could have been second out of the limo, and they could have cut him in to be later, so it made sense too.
Sure.
True.
Because they don't put them in order. So
I'm saying from his, if that's like what you're going with, could be a little risky, but I guess not. Like the sentiment is still there regardless.
yeah, I agree. I didn't think that there were a ton of like really notable limo exits. Like I felt
we
like
haven't talked
it was
about
very
Jacob shirtless on the horse was,
Yeah,
you know,
I haven't talked
he
about
was
Jacob.
cock of the walk, the biggest. There's always one guy that's like the biggest peacock of everybody getting out of these limos, and it was him by a mile. He went shirtless
Yeah.
the entire episode, which was certainly a choice.
Maybe pop a top on, guy. Maybe grab a shirt.
He got cold by the end. Great
He
He was
bod,
by the
so
fireplace.
you know, can't
He's not
hate on
very
him.
cute though.
That's
Sure.
Poor buddy.
Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
why he's directing
he's
your
so
eyes to the
ripped, though.
bod.
That's true.
His
That's
giant
true. He kinda-
boulder pecs.
He
know who he
wasn't
kinda reminded me
that
of?
ripped.
He was pretty ripped. Have you guys ever seen Not Another Teen Movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Eric Christian Olsen, the actor from that movie with the long hair. If you're watching on the YouTube, go over to YouTube. We'll try to put pictures in of whoever we're talking about, and we'll put one with Jacob next to this actor. He reminded me of him so much. He at one point he did like this weird like fake laugh thing too.
Oh.
It looked just like it was. He didn't look attractive in that moment.
One thing
And-
that seems pretty unattractive, he immediately, when he sat down, made like an attribute list for his ideal woman. That seems bad. It seems like if you don't meet my standards, I have very high standards. I am an elite alpha male, enlightened man.
yeah,
You
and
need
then
to
read
fit
them
these
off to-
criteria. And like Gabby seemed to not hate it, but and to me, it's like this is a giant red flag.
I felt like the paper it was written on was more of a red flag than the attributes itself. We're going with a yellow, like, what are those called? Like the memo
The
pads?
legal
Yes.
pad.
legal
Yeah.
pad.
Yeah, I'm like, out of all paper you're going to write this on, it's going to be on a legal pad? No, red flag.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I did not write that down, but you're absolutely right.
That is
Absolutely
what that
right.
was on. John got their names wrong. That was bad.
Classic
yeah,
mix
that
up.
is.
What can you do?
But
I mean,
also,
there's
like, not
two
the
options.
worst thing. Wait, did he call them the wrong names to each other, or like just the wrong names totally?
He came up to him out of the limo and hugged Gabby and said, "Rachel."
Okay, yeah.
That was more like a brain fart than like I don't actually know your name. I feel like.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Just a little
definitely.
brain fart.
Yeah, so memorable. Am I right?
Yeah, that's what he
Um,
said. That's how he spun. It's like, John, you're going home. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, you're drawing dead, John. I got bad news.
Hold on. I actually have to rewind because watching this back and you're the twins and they think they're like really cool. And the only people that got sent home were the twins and then the magician.
How
That's tough.
Shitty do you feel?
That's
If you're one
tough.
of the 3 of the 32, it's like, we're not even going to do it. But you 3 for sure gone. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we don't really know anyone, so we're going to kind of like, take some time. But you 3, the 10 minutes we talked to you collectively out.
it's a hard.
Couldn't be
So-
more out.
That kind of got me thinking though too, like it almost like at this part of the process, it makes more sense to call the people that you don't want because there's so
Definitely.
many people. Like
Mhm.
I liked that. And I feel like it's nice because the show was getting a little bit stale. So they brought in 2 bachelorettes and now they're like, just do whatever the fuck you want. And they're like, all right, we want to do a rose ceremony where we call the people that we're not taking to the next round and go from there.
Yeah. Any other limo stuff that you want to talk about? I think all mostly notable stuff.
One of the guys did a
We've
rap
covered.
that was really cringy. So that was
Yeah, that was bad.
Uh,
Anytime.
That
Even if
couldn't
you're
be
good at
worse.
rapping, even if you're good, that's just not
Much
stuff.
like being a magician, being someone who freestyle raps, pretty similar sort of energy. Big street performer vibes. Anything that could classify as a street performance, not good on a first date, probably.
Yeah.
Don't
Maybe
leave that.
acoustic guitar in the right scenario. Maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What's the Boston guy's name? I want to talk about him. I don't know his name though.
I think I have his name. Brian.
Brian.
Okay,
Brian.
Brian. I don't know what he did. I don't remember what he did out of the limo, but I thought he might get the first impression rose from Gabby. I
I
thought they
was
had
kind of
really.
shocked.
I thought
He
they
did
had
the
really
clown.
good band. Oh,
That's why he didn't get the
Aw.
first impression rose.
that's so sad. Oh,
Yeah,
I wrote
doing
Ryan.
like-
I wrote
R.I.P.
Ryan,
to Ryan.
not Brian.
Ryan.
Oh, it is
Ryan. Ryan is his name. His name is Ryan.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Brian.
Oh, I thought his name was Okay, well, he's from Boston, so maybe I got confused. It's Boston and Ryan.
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
we
doing.
got
He did
Brian.
the Boston lingo for their little sit down.
I thought they had good banter.
Seemed
Me
like it was
too.
pretty good. Kim.
And I also was
is-
kind of shocked that other guy, the mullet guy,
Yeah,
I thought
good.
he was going to
Smooth.
get
Yeah,
it.
He
me
was smooth.
too. He was good.
I kind of think he's going to play them. I think he's going to.
Yeah, they made a point to have him be the first one they showed talking to both of them.
Yes.
Yeah, him and Logan, the other guy. We talked with the chicks. He talked to both of them as well.
But also, like, just to paint a scenario for you, if your daughter brought someone home with a curly mullet, is that someone you trust?
It
How
doesn't
old is
scream.
he?
It doesn't scream trust off the bat. If we're being honest,
29 years old with a mullet, giant red flag. Too old.
probably give it up.
Unless you
Far
like
too
are a
old.
professional hockey player, maybe. That's like
or maybe
the only.
you're like a bull rider, like in the rodeo.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are certain professions that I think a 29-year-old could have a mullet for. Country singer,
Definitely.
maybe NASCAR. I wouldn't date a NASCAR guy anyway, and what else did you say? Professional sports player?
Professional athlete, really, of any kind.
Sure.
I think probably plays.
What's
Yeah,
he
you
do?
do whatever. you
Real
want.
estate analyst? Probably not a mullet profession, I don't think.
No.
Real estate analyst. I don't even know what that is. That doesn't even sound like a real job.
Analyst, I'm sure that they
Maybe
help
like appraise
with
homes.
real
I don't know.
estate.
I don't know.
That's
I
probably
don't
safe bet.
They do something with homes, buildings, land.
Probably.
Others.
Yeah, everyone else was pretty meh.
We talked Mario. The kiss was really, really bad. They smashed their faces together. Also, Bobby, another question just posed directly to you. Thoughts on permission to kiss someone?
I think that it is appropriate.
Really? Didn't think you would say that.
Yeah. No, I think in a certain scenario it's appropriate, and I think this is one because there's 32 guys and he might be like, maybe I'm feeling this, but you're not feeling me because you have to act like you're feeling me because we're on a TV show. So I thought that was nice.
True. Okay,
One
fair
time
enough.
my friend went on a date. If she's listening to this, I hope she is. And he asked her for a smooch at the end of the night. And she said no. And they never talked again.
That's very big of her. That's most people. Most wouldn't do that. Most wouldn't say no.
I know. But
Like,
that's
just-
why you ask. Because
just
what if
so-
he would have gone in for a kiss and she didn't want it? And then it would have been like a
Well, you still just
dodging.
push. I guess give you like it's still a no. Still no.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad I asked then because multiple guys did. They seem like the women were like, we want to smooch. We're trying to do this thing, and the guys.
But
were,
again, it
were-
feels like to me the guys were like, I don't want to go too far in on either of these
Yeah.
ladies because you don't want to be the guy. It's like, well, I already kissed you, and now I'm going to talk to you. It's just
True.
immediate. Like that's gonna get brought up.
That'll come
That's
up.
Gonna get used. Like down the road, it's like, well, you kissed her before you kissed me. So like, what was the deal with that? Like, it's so tough to navigate this entire thing.
yeah,
I never thought of that. Yeah, that's a good point.
because in Clayton's season, I don't remember about Michelle. They were smooching. It was on night
Michelle
one.
was smooching night one.
Yeah.
I was
True.
remember I was so shocked. She smooched like everyone. Night
Yeah.
one.
That's true. If you have two, if you both Gabby and you're gonna get a bad edit probably and look like an asshole.
Right.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I liked the consent. That was good.
Okay, good. Glad I brought it up. I thought the edit of the show, it felt like they were intentionally like hanging around on really awkward moments. I don't know if either of you felt that with Mario and Gabby. I thought they hung around on that way too long. There was a
Yeah.
bit on the stairs when they kind of kissed, and
It was
was a
so
bit-
hard to watch.
Yeah, that's the whole draw of the show, I guess, is your skin crawls in a good way. But I
It
feel like they
felt
really
worse
Like the
than
chemistry didn't
usual.
feel strong with any of these
No.
people. It felt like
know.
okay at best with like 3 people. Like Mario
Yeah.
and what's her face just felt no chemistry there at all. It didn't feel
no.
like.
I was really surprised that
Just zero. It was
that
very
he got the
odd.
first impression.
Yeah, I feel first impression Rose was weird, but it made sense who Rachel gave hers to.
Tino made a ton of sense. That
Yeah.
seemed like they had by far the
She's-
most chemistry.
She
From
commented
Yeah.
on him like as he left, like, "Oh, he was my type. I thought he's really
And
cute."
how did you guys feel about the girls being like, "Oh, he's my type," as soon as the guy walked away? Like, did you think that was more like branding them a little, or did you feel like it was just genuine banter?
You mean
I
like-
mean, I assumed they were basing that strictly off physical traits, which is like, sure, whatever.
No, do you
It's-
mean like
What I guess
marking your territory? Like you're like,
yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, probably.
like, hey, dibs.
Yeah, that's kind of how I took it. Like that they
That's a
were
good point.
like
I didn't
kind of
think about
calling
that.
dibs. But I also wonder if behind the scenes, like cameras aren't rolling, I wonder if they came up with some sort of code. Like if I'm really into someone, this is what I will do night one to know, so I'm wondering if maybe they went through something like that together.
Yeah, I am curious what they'll show of them, like, because there's no reason they shouldn't just like talk and be like, "Hey, I'm off camera, on camera, whatever. Like, I'm into this guy. Are you too? Are we good with that? We can
Right.
like, I think they should do that. I don't know if they'll get the chance to.
I know. I hope some of those like honest conversations come up so it's not like pitting them against each other the whole time and that we see some like positive friendship.
But that's what the show wants, right? I mean, that we're
Right.
gonna get chaos and
Um,
probably friendship ruined, if we're being honest.
yeah, I agree. I know that's going to be tough. Other than that, I feel like there wasn't like a whole lot to comment on. I feel like it'll be very interesting to see how it plays out. I think it's going to get more of a train wreck earlier on than normal seasons because of the circumstances.
Yeah, I think you're
I'm
probably
also
right.
very excited that they're going back on international travel. Like, I didn't want to see people go to Minnesota. Paris, that's perfect. These dates are going to be so much better. I can't
True.
wait.
Yeah,
You guys are going
Get
to
that-
experience like real Bachelorette dates. It's going to be awesome.
get that budget back up. Get those
Mhm.
masks off. We're going international. Another couple moments that Gabby made me laugh was with the mullet guy when they were on their date. She said, "One of my best friends has a mullet. She's a girl." And she also talking about her extensions or whatever she had. She said, "You can't tell because all boys are dumb."
Yes.
Facts.
Oh, I have a spray tan and extensions, but you can't tell because all boys are dumb.
Yeah, that and she just like sat there just like,
Yeah,
I love her.
And-
She like
and she's
really
right.
owns it. I love her so
I
much.
like that she's doing a little roasting of the. It's good.
And I feel like it's good to not be so serious so fast because I truly feel like that's when you like truly like fall in love with someone is when you're like able to like hang out and act like you would on your couch on like a Saturday afternoon. And that's kind of how I feel like Gabby is like approaching this. Like, are we gonna hang out and be cool? Like, let's pretend these cameras aren't here. So I really like her. I've always liked her.
I have not always liked her, but I do now. She has grown on me.
And she's from O'Fallon, Illinois.
Yeah, I did see that.
Fun fact.
did see that.
So, fun fact, that's where I live. So I feel like we have to be friends.
Yeah.
Well,
The-
not friends, but I can be her fan.
Tino and Mario get the first impression rose. One surprise, one not really a surprise. Any other thoughts from the episode? Before we talk a little bit of, we're gonna do last time we did this, we did kind of like a stock type thing, buy, sell. We'll pick some of our favorites who we think.
I wrote down a few not really superlatives, but categories. There's
Okay.
one guy on this season so far who really did not get a lot of screen time, but I am getting awful villain rat vibes from. Let's start out with that. Anyone that you foresee as being a villain on this season?
Bob,
Yes.
you said you had an idea. Who did you think?
I did not like Quincy, aka Prince.
Oh yeah,
He gave
bad
me
vibes.
bad vibes. That's not who I was talking about.
He was the sex guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a sex guy.
Has not
Like,
had sex in a year and a half.
Was
AKA
that supposed to
Prince.
be?
Is that by
supposed to be
choice?
impressive? Like, all right.
Congrats.
It's not a
is that
flex.
good or bad? I don't-
Congrats on the ability to turn down sex for that long, I guess. It's like kind of a weird backhanded flex in that way.
Yeah, that was, and it was really weird. And they were both like, okay. Is that
Also, a year and a half is like a weirdly not that long
Weird
period of
time.
time.
Yeah.
It's like, if a year and a half is that impressive, how much sex were you having before?
Yeah.
Like, were you like,
I don't
yeah,
know. A year and a half's a long time.
He said
It
he
is,
said,
it is, but it's like, it's not that long enough where it's like, whoa, that's,
Oh, wow, that's
crazy
forever.
how long that
It's not like you're a born again virgin. If he said
Yeah.
that,
Was that the point? No, he said, I just want you to know I'm a very intentional person, and just to show you how intentional I am, I haven't had sex in a year and a half.
fucking
Well, he kind of-
nerd.
So
he kind of paused after sex too. He was like, "I haven't had sex in a year and a half."
in a while.
It was weird.
And
Okay,
yeah, Gabby,
villain
is
rat
that
vibes.
go ahead, yeah.
Okay, this fucking guy. What's his goddamn name? Where is he at here?
I'm
Alec, the guy that was wearing the velvet suit with the bow tie.
Oh yeah, and he
Wedding
had the
photographer.
singers.
Oh, we didn't talk about his interest.
Earrings.
He had the guy singing, the kid singing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I
Awful
wasn't-
vibes.
I
Bad.
agree.
Do
He was,
not like him.
strolling up like this, like the way he was like strolling
Yes.
up gave me the creeps. And then it was like the red suit was weird, and it was too small. And then the dangle earring like made me feel like he was trying to be like Nate, because I don't know, not many guys wear dangle earrings.
Except he's
Yeah.
like a little 5'10" ratty guy, and not a
Yeah, he's
big
a little nerd.
6'5" Adonis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alec is a wedding photographer, and he once worked as a DJ at a roller rink.
Oh, I
According
mean,
to his profile. He says
if the superlative was pick which one of these guys used to be a DJ, with a bullet, it was Alec.
yeah, big DJ vibes. He's a self-proclaimed lover boy, charismatic,
Oh, no.
athletic, funny, and why lie? He loves to be the center of attention.
Oh yeah, I mean this guy's getting into a colossal fight and causing a rift in the house without a doubt.
I think that's a good choice. I think that's a
Oh,
very good choice.
I agree.
No doubt this guy doesn't get in a fight with somebody.
I agree.
Anyone
He's
else?
good.
No one else gave me like, you know,
The guy that rapped Johnny, bad vibes. Just
he
Off the
gives
rip.
me more like he's just gone next episode and we forget he even exists vibes.
yeah, probably.
So I also like, okay, you know, with Michelle, we had like the whole villain the first night where it was like glaringly obvious who the villain was. We didn't have that at all tonight.
No,
Well, technically we didn't, because the first like 2 episodes, Jamie was. Oh no,
It was like-
we had the guy that was
The note.
cheating with the
No, the
notes. I
note- yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about him. Forgot about
So,
him. Yeah, we did.
I also was like wondering too. I saw that producers had talked about how hard it was to film and edit this show, because they basically had to have 2 camera crews because they were following 2 leads rather than 1. And then it's also like you're editing and putting everything into a 2-hour episode that, you know, would normally be, you know, 2 hours on its own.
Mhm.
So I think that will kind of make for a better show,
I
because
agree.
we were
Yeah.
like, oh, sometimes it drags on, and it's like this is going to be so action packed, or at least that's the hope.
right now on just looking through this cast, I would like to create 2. We can do it weekly. We can do it however often we want, whenever it applies. I would like to make an award the Rick Simp of the Week. We did that a bit for last season. And I also would like to do the Rodney Friend Zone of the Week, because Meatball James has got to be friends.
Ooh,
Meatball is a
yeah.
friend zone guy.
Here's my Well, we saw the thing that he went far enough to like get a rose and be like, "Hey, you're not the one for me." So he friend zoned one of the
Whoa,
girls.
spin zone, James. James, how dare you shut down one of these two women?
Because we get that. He says, I don't remember which girl gives him a rose. He's like, I'm actually here for the other girl.
Maybe Ethan is a
Gabby.
friend zone guy. He was the juggler.
Sure. He gives me vibes like he'll just be gone very quickly.
True.
I am going to have an unpopular opinion. I kind of thought that Logan was giving me friend zone vibes, if anyone.
You didn't think it was hitting? It seemed like it was kind of working. I was getting the vibes that he was.
Well, it wasn't working for me. So it could have been working for you, Brody, but it was not working for me. And I felt like it seemed.
Logan could buy me a few drinks and I could be swayed. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you could be talked into a lot of stuff.
Easy. It's got to be Kirk, the football coach. He's going to be the lovable guy that's just like, you never had a chance, but you're a very nice man.
Okay, like the Rodney of this season?
Sure, yeah.
And the other one was...
Also might be a little too goofy that he might just not make it past like the next episode.
The Rick simp, the simp of the week.
Oh, the Fabio guy.
Jacob?
Yeah.
You think he's got simp vibes?
I don't know about that.
I feel like he is very, very full of them. I mean, he came in on a white horse, shirtless.
What about race car guy? He kind of gives me simp vibes.
No.
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe
a little too much confidence. I think.
Okay.
Ooh, what about Hayden, the Southern gentleman lad?
Ooh, good pick. Good pick.
He seems very like, oh, whatever you want, just treat you like a lady.
He also said the head thing. Like he said, like, oh, I'm thinking with my head, not this head. Like that's not very simpish.
Yeah, sure.
I think it is. We don't much like them. We don't know a lot about them, so it might be a little early. I just want to throw them out there to keep it in the fresh in our mind.
Oh, I know who. Oh, I have it. You guys can't even argue. Avon, the guy that was in the brown suit. Yeah. Yes. And he like grabbed their hands, was like talking about family.
Yeah, he did the family.
Absolutely right.
Great
That's the answer. That's
great pick.
Answer. Without
nailed it. All right. So early awards go to Avon and the football Kirk.
Yeah.
Kirk. Although
I can live with that.
I do fear Kirk is just going to be gone after the next episode. So we'll see.
He got a decent amount of screen time in the entrance and in the room. I think his was like
so unique that they kind of had to, in a way, like.
And also, something I didn't pay attention to this night, but maybe I'll watch it back tomorrow and see. So Michelle's season, I noticed that Brandon was like narrating the whole first night, like not narrating the whole first night, but it was like a couple minutes he was talking. And I was like, that's so weird. Like, there's no way this guy's going to make it past like week 3. And then he made it so far. So I need to go back and like see if there's any like subtle cues like that. Because I kind of feel like I saw Hayden a lot. I saw the other like Tolio. What's that guy's name? Tilio?
It's definitely.
What's that guy? Tino.
Jesus.
So I'm trying to think who had a lot of time talking to the camera.
And like the guy
Logan with the
Logan.
Cheers. Jordan V had some time.
Mullet guy was like
Eric with the mullet had a lot of time.
Yeah.
Jordan H did the headphones, had a little bit of time, not as much as
seemed
the other
like
ones. Jacob with the shirt off,
Jacob,
but that's just like he was a fucking sideshow the whole time.
Look at this hot guy. The mullet guy was Help Me Tie My Tie. He did the tie bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
I didn't like Eric with a CH.
Yeah. Okay.
No, that's stupid.
I don't like him.
No.
I don't like him.
I get a squeamy vibe.
I thought he was pretty smooth, but
he was a little too equally smooth with both ladies.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
And like there's something about being smooth that like almost
it's like
puts the radar up. Yeah.
You should be a little bit nervous about this.
Yeah. Like, why are you so good at this?
I wish this wasn't so easy for you. Yeah.
I wish dating 2 women wasn't so easy for you, but
All right.
Here's my question I have for you.
Okay.
It bounces off that very well. Most likely guy to split the girls, to cause a rift that both of them are going to be into.
Eric.
It's a little,
Eric or Logan.
Yeah. It's a little early to tell, but that is something we should monitor going forward. Most likely to which guy is going to be the one that tears the friendship apart between these gals.
I think they did a cutaway of Logan saying like, I think it's time to decide which one I'm in, like which one it's going
Yeah.
to be. So that's a good choice.
That could be editing, but it still feels
Yeah,
like
right.
a safe choice. Like,
True. That's true. Also, keep in mind, as you said that, you can't buy everything they're selling. So you gotta stay calm. Don't overreact to the editing and the previews for the season to come, because
we shall
will
see.
for sure.
Buckle in. Buckle
Okay,
on in, boys.
any sleepers? Anyone that you thought was kind of lying in the grass that you think maybe has a shot at some
Actually, yes.
Here, I'll give you one.
Yeah.
Brandon, the guy that wore the blue stretchy suit.
Yeah,
Yes.
He gave me
He
some
was fun.
smooth
He was fun.
vibes. I think he could
I agree.
be around for a while.
I really liked the Spencer guy, and we didn't see him after his entrance, and I felt like right when he walked away, Gabby was like, "That's my type." Like, he had some Louboutins on too. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really remember anything about him though, which is
he just did the chair. Yeah, they didn't.
Because I don't think he had like a sit down at the cocktail hour, which is but she did say that. Yeah, I'm looking at him now. It's like I don't remember him really, but
he could be friend zone vibes too.
He was
kind of
wearing
nice
like
guy.
It was like a blue, like velvety suit with
he looked sharp.
Yeah, he looked sharp too. So I'm like, I think that he's waiting in the grass right now.
And
he'll pounce.
She did say he's my type, and they did leave that in the show for saying that.
Exactly.
So,
true. They're intentional, folks. They're breadcrumbs.
God,
do you want to?
Roby. I'm gonna miss Roby.
I'm not.
I'm gonna miss him.
I'm not either.
No, he really creeped me out.
Imagine the content from Roby.
It was what they opened with too. That was the first thing they did when they went inside.
He wore a full tuxedo. What a guy.
Yeah. Well, it's part of the act.
Poor Roby.
Moment of silence for Roby.
Yeah, big rips.
Roby. Fuck
big
those
rips
twins,
to my dog.
But pour one out for Roby.
Yeah, the twins creep me out. Let's all three, night one, with almost nothing to go on, pick a winner.
Oh, fuck.
Pick a winner.
Okay.
Just off the cuff. Who's
well, we have to pick two winners.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we do.
Okay. Let's do Rachel first.
Okay. Rachel.
I mean, first impression rose pretty much fast tracks you hometowns, I feel like. If I'm in their spot, if I'm the Bachelor, I know quick like what we're working with, like top 5 or 6 contenders, I feel like. Maybe not right now after this episode, but like once I
agree.
We know what it's not, Did
Nate get the first impression rose?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that Jordan V is going to be Rachel's pick.
Whoa. The race car driver.
Okay.
Whoa, I like it. I thought they had a good conversation. I thought it was good vibes, and they have kind of something in common. A kind of
like having
pilot adjacent.
Yeah, like having kind of an odd hobby could bring them together. So
I like that pick. You're gonna any other contenders that you want to throw out there? Or are you just gonna go with Jordan V? Okay.
Wes, go ahead. Rachel, who's she gonna fall in love with and spend the rest of her life with?
I mean, I'm not gonna say Tino, but I do think he goes to hometowns. I think it's just a fast track. It's just a fast track. I'm gonna say Logan. Okay. The chicks guy.
Oh, okay. Logan for Rachel.
I think they're both gonna be into him, and I think he's gonna pick Rachel, and I think it's gonna be Logan.
Okay.
Brody?
I don't think I'm going to pick either of those people.
Good.
But, I mean, it'd be smart money to just pick Tino, like, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Know for a fact that she really likes him. The last
Yeah.
season of The Bachelorette,
She-
the person that got the first impression rose won the whole show.
Who got the first
Mhm.
impression rose for Clayton? Was it?
It was
me?
Teddy. It was
Oh,
Teddy.
what? Man, I like Teddy, the
I
virgin.
do too. Yep.
So I think both of you guys those are both good picks. I think I like Jordan V's chances a little more than Logan's. He feels a little immature playing both sides, which I think will bite him in the ass.
I wonder how old.
I'm kind of between Tito or Hayden, who's like the Southern gentleman guy who's from
Tito.
Florida.
Oh,
Tito, the guy that
Tino.
won. Tino, whatever.
Tino.
That's going to be a thing. We're
I
never going to say
know.
his name right.
I know. It's a hard name.
I kind of like Hayden because he said he's from like 30 minutes from where she's from. He lives in the same
True.
town. They're both from
That's like
Florida.
a Joe.
She's big
It's
about
like a Joe
family. Da 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 da. I'm gonna pick Tino though. I'm gonna cop out and be a pussy. I'm
Chalk
gonna pick
donkey.
Tino.
So
Are we
One
trying
of
to
them is-
make a splash? Or are we trying to be right? You know.
yeah, I wrote it down over the weekend because I looked. Rachel is 26 and Gabby is 31. So just for reference, if it matters for anything.
Tino,
How old,
27.
how old is Logan?
Logan
You
is
said
26.
Okay.
Tino's 27. So Logan just
I'm gonna go-
he has a younger spirit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's a fucking videographer from San Diego, bro.
I'm fine with that. I think Rachel has a young spirit.
Yeah,
How
no,
about that?
I think Logan's a solid pick.
Hey, stop
would
trashing
be-
my pick, dude.
He'd be like probably 4th in my power rankings for Rachel right now.
Damn. Okay.
What about Gabby?
Okay, Gabby's hard because I felt like she had chemistry with a few different guys.
She's kind of a flirt, which makes it tough. She's like
Mhm.
very
That's true.
like she'll give everyone the time of day.
Yeah,
She'll play the game. She'll like, it's hard to tell what's
Yeah.
deep emotional connection, what's just her having fun.
Here's what I'm struggling with. What are the odds that who they end up with is not at least somewhat featured, if not heavily featured, on night one of the premiere? You know?
So
Seems unlikely.
I know. I feel
'Cause
like
I-
it seems unlikely too.
You brought up Avon, and he mentioned the family and how it was important to him, and he mentioned Gabby's grandpa when he got out of the limo, and that's important to her. I feel like Avon is a sleeper, but
Yeah.
he just wasn't featured in the premiere, which is concerning
Yeah.
for his chances. Like, what are
He-
the
I
odds that?
He wasn't in there zero, though. He had a few moments at the cocktail hour where he talked. He got to sit down. But yeah, compared, he's not in the top 10 of most featured guys on this episode, which seems concerning.
Bobby,
But
from experience, I know it's
with-
hard to.
Here's the thing: with
I-
this big a cast, it's like probably tougher.
I feel like it has honestly happened before, where you don't really see someone a whole lot night one. Like, let's just throw this out here. Tyler Cameron was not known night one of Hannah B's season, and then it was like episode like 2 or 3. He like came out of the woodworks, and everyone was like, "Where the fuck was he in the first episode?" So,
Okay,
just saying.
I'm
have
considering
hope.
picking. I'm considering picking Avon for Gabby. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
I'm
That's
thinking
so
about it.
silly. He's too soft, and he didn't even make her laugh. And she said that's like literally the only thing she said about what she wants.
He's
Let
too
me read his
serious.
profile.
I feel like he's a little too.
Yeah, but guys, consider this.
Straight
He's
and narrow.
he's a Yahtzee champ.
Oh my god!
I didn't know
Oh.
that. I didn't
Consider
know that.
Oh,
He's goofy and silly and all
Don't-
kinds of stuff.
don't tell people that.
It's
he
one thing
describes-
to say it.
Yeah,
And also to describe his
Yahtzee
gameplay
champ.
as intense.
I don't know
So-
if he knows this.
I'm
Maybe it's part of the joke. There's no skill to Yahtzee, you're just rolling dice.
I'm gonna take back that, but I thought, I would throw it out there.
If we're like, what's the most interesting thing about you? I'm good at Yahtzee.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
You're
that's so
done.
stupid.
You're done.
But really the sentiment was, what are the odds that
I think
someone not heavily featured would win? And he was one that came to mind. So we'll move on from him, but
Logan is a little better match with Gabby than he is with Rachel, personally.
Yes.
Their personalities align a little more they're both kind of funny, goofy, laid back types. Yeah, I'm with you. Gabby's a lot harder than Rachel for me. Like,
Yeah, we saw
Well-
more of Gabby, I felt like.
but exactly, she was kind of with everybody, and none
Yeah.
of the guys really had a through line with their personalities.
We can both
Like,
agree that the first
we're all,
impression
like,
of Mario
out on
is not
Mario,
our
though,
pick.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. We're all just so immediately so out on Mario. Man, I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Dang. I don't
Jordan H, headphones guy, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Did they sit down? I don't remember.
I might. I'm between.
Jordan-
I'm between mullet guy and Boston guy. I like the Boston guy.
I did too. And she asked him if she had any boogers.
Oh yeah, they
And
were
I
like
feel
pretty
like-
natural, pretty like comfortable right away.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go with Boston guy. What's his name? Was that Ryan or
Ryan.
He's
Oh,
the
yeah.
oldest guy on the cast. Does that affect your choice?
no?
at
She's
all?
31.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. Ryan's your pick.
Ryan's my pick for Gabby.
Awesome.
How old is he? How old is the oldest guy on the cast?
36.
Nice. Okay.
Fine with it. He doesn't look a day over 34.
Man, I do not know for her. This is tough. She did seem to like Jacob, who was shirtless horse guy.
She liked his
And
pecs.
he's
They were hard.
also kind of goofy, but he seems a little bit like an alpha male douchebag kind of guy.
Yeah.
Respectfully, not a ton of total IQ there in that relationship.
No.
Respectfully.
A
Respectfully.
lot of
course.
perceived IQ on his end, though, I would imagine it seems.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
no.
Eric, I don't think Eric's a bad pick. Mullet guy, I don't think he's
Yeah.
a bad pick for her. But again, is a little too smooth for my
Yeah, he seems like
liking.
who was it? Chris Chris was the guy that interrupted the date on Michelle's season. Who was the notes guy? Who was the notes guy?
Ryan.
Ryan. He gives me Ryan vibes. Like he's a little too prepared, a little too good at this. I don't like.
Yeah,
his
but he at
vibes
least
for
has
Eric.
like social skills. Ryan was
Yeah.
like a little fucking
he
dweeby
was
bitch.
bad. Yeah, it was tough.
Jesus. It should be interesting.
Okay, well, we got to pick somebody here. Fuck, I don't even know.
Did I say someone for Gabby already?
No, you didn't say
No.
anybody. I don't think.
Hold on.
Fuck. I will just say I'm gonna go Brandon, the guy that wore the blue stretchy suit. I'll go Brandon. He was.
I'm
fun.
gonna really take the wind out of your sails on that pick. From his profile, he was a college athlete, which is cool. He goes to Disneyland every year for his birthday.
Mm.
Unfortunate.
I retract my pick.
You can keep it. Don't let that influence you. I just thought I would bring it up as a friend.
That's tough.
Bobby, do you have any idea who you're going with for Gabby?
I'll go Logan. I'll say Logan.
Okay, for Gabby, I'm thinking that possibly Spencer.
Okay.
And that could make sense of why we didn't see him a whole lot tonight. Is because maybe they're like he gets so much screen time later.
Okay. Sure.
So I'll go Spencer. I'm sticking
Okay.
with that.
Trying to think
And
of.
you're going-
Is there anyone that we saw in the teaser trailer that was featured a lot?
It was like Eric and
Nate, the guy with the dreads, he had a one-on-one date with one of them.
yeah, he
I don't
did,
know.
and I was kind of surprised by that.
He was the one I missed his name. What did he do in the limo? I can't
I
remember.
don't even remember.
I was writing him
It's so
down. And
weird.
I think it
missed
was
his name.
pretty. I think it was pretty generic.
I remember thinking it was.
Where's he at? Oh, he had the pillow with their faces on it.
Okay. That was him.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Yeah, I missed
So
that
kind
name.
of whatever.
You mentioned Meatball was turning one of them down, so maybe he has a bit of a
Yeah, I mean, he at least makes it past this next episode. We can assume.
Yeah.
maybe a
Yeah.
bit of a sleeper. Okay. Are we good? Are we done?
All right.
It was good to be
think we're
back.
Good.
Also, I probably should have just said at the beginning of the show, one of the members of our own podcast has found love herself. We have an engaged woman on the podcast. Sorry to the fellas listening, she's off the market. Congrats
He's
to Bobby.
not going on the Bachelorette. All the
Although-
TMZs can stop. It's not happening. The requests they are denied.
Jesse Palmer would have her do otherwise because he said in that ad, ditch your lame ass boyfriend and come on The Bachelorette, which I thought was pretty funny.
That was
I
kind of
muted
funny.
that. My girlfriend was in the room. I did mute it, so just to
She was. I know she was.
I don't get any idea.
She was considering. Yeah.
No, you put headphones on her. Earmuffs, babe.
What's out there? Someone's at the door. Go get it, please.
Did she watch with you, Brody?
She tried. She tapped out. Rightfully
Yeah, I was
so.
gonna say, didn't know if she
Especially
had
this
any-
episode, it was so cringy.
But just to
Not bad.
be fair, if we could get a therapist's point of view on one of these
True.
episodes, it would be really great.
That's true. She should join.
Yeah,
I could use a
Because it's-
lady. I need my Rachel.
that makes sense.
Are you saying that you, out of the two, you identify with Gabby?
Yeah. We're from O'Fallon.
Yeah, you're both
You
from
know.
the same place. It's fine.
And I feel like if I was more like someone, I would say I'm more like Gabby.
I would agree. You're both real airhead dummies.
Oh, yeah. Men are dumb. So, well, guys,
we
I'm
are.
so glad to be back.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Strap in. It's gonna be a lot of cringe, a lot of bad, but it's gonna be.
It's going to actually be probably the wildest season of The Bachelorette yet. It's going to actually be true this season, I would imagine.
Yeah. Buckle in. Perfect.
Like I said at the start, like the episode, go over to YouTube. We'll have a bunch of visual aid to help everyone learn these guys as we learn these guys for the first episode. Subscribe over there for more. If you're listening for the first time because of this Bachelorette, Brody and I also talk movies and sports. Football's coming up soon, so we talk on that there. So if you're into any of that, stay tuned for other episodes. We'll be back next Monday to talk about night 2, where hopefully we get to learn a little bit more about all these guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.